Hello folks. So I took down the one video because for some reason it didn't record properly. So I will try it again. So this morning there was a bear that went to the trash can and took a bunch of our trash that was accidentally left out instead of put in the shed. And then when I went to leave the house this morning at 5 a.m. to go about my day, there was muddy paw prints and scratches all along my driver's door. Inside, everything was covered in mud and dirt, and it smelled of urination. And so my guess is the bear cubs that got into the trash got into my vehicle because my driver's window is broken. So they got an open door just to walk on in. And the problem was my daughter had left some food wrappers in the back, and I didn't notice and I didn't check because it's usually not an issue. And so that's what the bear cubs were trying to get to, was the food wrappers. Of course they tore them up and there's pieces everywhere, and like I said, everything was muddy. A couple of places on the inside of the vehicle have some scratches, like they're trying to claw at it, but it's not too terribly bad. So tonight I gotta make sure to double check to make sure there's nothing left in the car. Unfortunately, at this time, there's not really anything I can do about my window. You know, I just don't have the money to fix it, you know, so hopefully if I empty her out, make sure there's nothing in there, maybe they won't come back in. Unfortunately, since they did get a good snack last night, well, more like this morning at 3 a.m., they will most likely be back because they're going to come back where the food is. So I'm going to double check to make sure the trash can is put in the shed and locked, make sure there's nothing left in my car, and hopefully they'll get the point that, like, hey, don't come over here, there's nothing for you. Anyway, I just thought that was pretty interesting, kind of crazy. Of course, I didn't even think about it until I was about to leave to check the vehicle to make sure they weren't still hanging in the car, like in the hatchback or the back seat. But luckily I did remember at the last possible second, and I went ahead and checked. And let me tell you, that's a feeling of fear that is undescribable, because I was just waiting to open my hatchback and like some bear cubs jump out and attack. And you know, if there's bear cubs, that means mama bear is somewhere, and mama bears are vicious and they're awesome and powerful, but they are certainly not anything to mess around with, especially when their young is nearby. So I gotta be like extra vigilant this evening when I go outside and stuff, just to make sure that there's no bears sitting there waiting for me. And like I said before, the problem is it's so dang dark out that you can't see them. You can only hear them, and sometimes they're quiet, you know, so that means I just can't hang on my phone and watch YouTube or do stuff like that. I gotta just keep an eye out for my surroundings. Anyway, sorry for the bit long video. Y'all have a good night.